Hi, I'm Steve, and I make everything, and welcome back to my shop. It's springtime where I am, and hopefully it is where you are as well, and that means it's time to plant. Now, I'm not a gardener by any means, my wife is, and she does like to have a little herb garden, and the challenge she has is, herbs are not things you plant in rows, they tend to be these random things, and sometimes she'll forget where she plants them or what's planted there. And even after they grow, sometimes she'll mistake it for a weed and pull it out. And that's kind of devastating if you're a gardener. So what I thought was I have a bunch of scraps of acrylic and plywood from projects I've done. And I thought, why not make some stakes to put in the ground and either engrave or cut the name of the herb into them. So it's really that simple. It's not a difficult project. And it's a good way to use up some of those scraps that may or may not otherwise get thrown out. So that's the premise of the video. Now, what we'll do is we'll spend a bit of time in design. In a design tool, I use Inkscape, but use whatever you want. And we'll lay out the stake. I've created an SVG template for this to get you started. Start from that. I will certainly start from that in the tutorial here. And we'll lay it out. We'll create a couple of stakes. I'll show you a few tricks in Inkscape at least, but these things should apply to other Illustrator or whatever you're using as well. Then we'll lay it out and subsequently laser cut it. Now, I have a Muse 3D, but it in practice doesn't really matter what laser you have. If you've got a Glowforge, great, or a Trotec or a Epilogue, whatever. The settings that I use here, we're only cutting, so we just have a vector file, and we're just going to do an outline cut. So there's not a lot of challenge here from a laser perspective. And you can generally look at the settings I have. If you have a 40 or 45 watt laser, those settings should transfer. It's really only power and speed we care about here. So keep that in mind. If you do try this with a different laser and you run into settings problems, just shoot a comment down below and I'll respond, and who knows, maybe we can both learn something. So with that, we can get started here, and this project should be pretty simple. So I got Inkscape fired up, and again, you can use whatever drawing program you want. I loaded my SVG file here, and you can see it's got a stake which has this slight cutout in it, and it has a word, the actual name of the in this case, the herb that I want to print. So what I'll do is I'll copy this, and this is on the template layer. Don't destroy that layer if you're opening the file. And I have another layer here, which I'll put this on. Now, positioning on this thing is actually pretty sensitive if you want to make sure that there's no weird kind of jaggy cuts when the laser's working. So what I always do is set the X position to 4 millimeters, and we'll start with the Y position at 5. Now, the one thing I'll point out is, notice if I select parsley, it's not at 4, it's 0.05 millimeters in from the left. And the reason for that is, through some experimentation, I discovered that letters are offset slightly differently from the shape. So if you want a nice vertical line here all the way up through the P when you cut this out, it needs to be 0.05 millimeters. So when you set your word, make sure that you make sure that position is preserved. So the first thing we'll do is we'll edit the text that we have here, and the first herb we'll choose is cilantro. Now, notice that the vertical bar that was here is now behind the letter O, so we need to move that back to the proper place. So what I'll do is I'll go to Path Selection in Inkscape, and every drawing tool of any worth will have something similar, certainly Illustrator will. And I'll just select that vertical bar, and I'll move it over to the right so that it's still kind of overlapping with the O, but it's now kind of, free and clear here. And you'll also see that the bottom of the letters is all overlapping slightly with this horizontal line. The reason for that is when we cut this out, these letters will basically be hanging out into free space. So you want to make sure that the bottom is well attached so that the letter honestly doesn't fall off the stake. So there's our word. Now this is still a piece of text. So what we're going to do is we'll select this text and we'll use the secret weapon in Inkscape, which is convert this to a path. So now that word is a path. And if we go to the path tool, you can see we can select these letters individually now. So if I select all of them and then also select the stake, so we have all of the paths selected. What we really want is a single path here because we want to be able to have the laser cut all of this in one shot. So the magic in Inkscape is this union, and I can select it, and now you see there's only one path for all of this now, and that's it. It's literally that simple. So if I want to do another one, again, I'll make sure that the object is set at 4 millimeters just so it lines up with the rest of the page. So it's at 4 millimeters, and just to space things out, we'll set this one at 25 millimeters from the top. And for this one, we'll create a new stake, for dill. My wife has some dill. Now notice here, unlike the one where we ran long, this one is actually short. Now we don't want this big empty space, so again, I'll select the path tool and I'll slide this over. I'm just using the arrow keys on my keyboard, and I'll slide this over to the point where it gets close to the L. Now you have two options here. You can leave it kind of like that, where there's a bit of gap between the tail on the L and the edge. Or, you know, if you really want it tight, you can overlap. I prefer not to do it this way because it looks kind of weird once you actually get the outline of the letters. So I tend to leave just on letters like E and L that kind of hang out to the right. I usually leave just a slight gap in there, and you know, just so that the word is actually pretty clear. And again, to make this an actual proper stake, we'll convert that to a path, and we'll go to the path tool and we'll select all of these letters and the stake. And again, the magic of union will come in, and now we'll have a second stake. So there you go. We'll lay out and engrave these two stakes and be able to cut them in mere minutes. So you know, hang on, and I'll export this to a PDF file and stick it in my usual junk folder, and we'll pipe it over to RE3. So hang on for a second and I'll get the laser set up. Okay, so I'm in RE3, the layout tool, and again, your laser, if it's not a Muse, will potentially have some other layout tool. It doesn't matter, they all work fundamentally the same. So I preloaded that PDF file that I created, and I found just the piece of acrylic that I made a clock for somebody, and I had this chunk left over. And so I loaded in my two garden stakes, and you can see the layout there. There's really not much. I'm only using the vector here, so there's not a whole lot we can play with. The layout is pretty simple. The only other thing you'll want to pay attention to is the power. Again, for my laser, I'll select 1/8 inch acrylic as a cut, and you can see the speed that I have is the speed of 30 and the power of 100. Your laser may or may not have current, but it's 100% anyway. So basically full power and relatively slow to do that cut through the acrylic, and that's it. It's laid out. We'll fire up the laser, start this job, and I'll see you on the other side. So there you go, project's finished. You can see it was a very simple project to do, not a whole lot of work, but the benefit, the impact, I'll say, is pretty significant. You get these really nice garden stakes that if you print them in acrylic, you can use year over year. And I'll post a picture up here for the output. Now you'll see I did a couple of them here. The first one was the gloss black. And in the case of the one for dill, it's just a simple cutout. The cilantro, the black for the black cutout for the cilantro one, I cut another yellow stake out of some yellow material I had here without any words on it, and just laminated it together. So you can kind of think of that one as the super deluxe garden stake, because you get this nice kind of background effect. The other two, I had some just ultra vivid day-glow orange acrylic from a project I did for somebody, which I'm never going to use again. So I thought, why not use some of that? And the stakes that I cut out of that turned out surprisingly well. So go try this again. If you have some other laser, post a comment down below to let me know how it works out. Because I'm actually interested in how things like settings translate from one laser to another. With that, we can say, this is it. It's, go make your world. As always, I'll post a video over on the side here where you can watch something related to this. And if you go ahead and watch that, I'll see you over there. As always, feel free to like and subscribe. It helps the channel. And with that, I'll see you next time.